Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Friday's Market Wrap-Up, and what a week it has been. Got back from Vermont late last night, but of course, if Wiz is on the road, something big happens in the market that he predicted, right? Talking like Jimmy on Seinfeld in the third person. But anyway, folks, incredible week. We're through the 50-day moving average on the S&P 500. Volatility's gone through the roof, and on Tuesday, we did a joint weekly options and primary live trade brief. Check out the weekly options trade we placed on Volatility on Tuesday afternoon, folks. We sold the 28.5 bull put spread at 22 cents. Look at that trade right now. That trade is up about $4,300. That's max profit. That went right through the uprights. $4,400 profit at the close today on only $5,600 in risk. That thing is awesome. How many of you would have liked to have made $4,400 this week on about $5,600 in risk, or half that? I mean, we did. We looked at 200 contracts. Folks, volatility is going to get higher and this market's going to go lower. We do not spend time between these moving averages. I call this no man's land. If any of you have done your World War I history, you know the trench warfare. So there's the Allies, there's the Nazi. The market does not stay in between moving averages. They act like a magnet. They either get drawn up to it, or on the left side of the radar, you'd see we get pulled down to it. The next stop is the 200-day moving average easily. Why? Because of wars. Non-shooting and potentially shooting ones. John Bolton made a really rare, the National Security Advisor heading over to the CIA headquarters to talk about Iran. As many of you know, my boat is on the way to the Arabian Gulf. I've sailed. That's literally me. I don't know if that's me on that at that time, but I've sailed through the Strait of Hormuz twice on Abraham Lincoln and twice on Kitty Hawk, and my boat's heading there right now. But an Iranian cleric today said we're going to sink an aircraft carrier, billion-dollar fleet destroyed with one missile, and then we'd have a big parking lot made of glass that used to be called Iran. That would take care of our parking issues. This cleric said if somebody comes through the Strait of Hormuz, which we patrol and we own, we're going to sink them. Well, guess what? Vice Admiral Malloy, I bumped into in my naval career a bunch of times, great American. If I need to bring it inside the strait, I will do so. I'm not restricted in any way. I'm not challenged in any way to operate her anywhere in the Middle East, talking about Abraham Lincoln. So this is interesting. I mean, at the high point of OIF and Desert Storm, I think we had 4 or 5 carriers in there. We had a Brit and a French too at one point, and you could walk literally from north to south and not get wet. We had that much steel in the Arabian Gulf. So this is getting bigger. And oh, by the way, North Korea launched a ballistic missile last week. Earlier this week, fired a short-range missile, which resembles a Russian Iskander rocket, which can carry nuclear weapons. So Krima, some young guy, went to visit Putin a couple weeks ago. I guess they talked on the down low, or maybe not even the down low, about sticking it to the United States. So this is getting interesting. You have to keep an eye on these issues, folks. You wake up and Iran did try to sink an aircraft carrier. The VIX will be at 90 and the market will be down at 1,000. Or something goes bump in the night, folks. You have always got to be looking at this stuff. But obviously the closest alligator to the boat is a non-shooting war, which we just increased fire on, right? And this is what's interesting. Since December, you know who's propped up global markets? China. Their plunge protection team, the PBOC, has been propping up Chinese markets, you know, the Shanghai, the Shenzhen, all those good things. Look at the FXI, man. Holy shnikes. There is an absolute cliff dive off of FXI. That's the iShares China large cap ETF. That thing's imploding, and it'll be interesting to see if China steps in even more to try and prop up their markets, because they're starting to feel the pain. Obviously, unless you've been on the other side of Mars for the past week. Sunday, when I was sitting in South Bend, Indiana, coming back from giving a keynote to Homes for Our Troops up in St. Joseph, Michigan, cell phone buzzes, and guess what? President, we're going to walk away from the trade deal. They can kiss my ass. Holy crap. A couple reasons that happened. The number one reason it happened was because of what I predicted 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks before anybody in the financial media reported this, you heard this at Top Gun Options. I said the president is attacking Jerome Powell and the Fed to cut rates, to have another round of quantitative easing, QE, as his put in case he walks away from China talks. A lot of my members were like, I did not think of that, or wow, holy crap, you might be right. About 3 or 4 days ago, watching CNBC Fox Business, the quote smart money's like, you know what? Maybe he's been attacking the Fed lately. I'm like, hey, man, I said that 5 weeks ago. I love when we beat the financial media, which we've done repeatedly here at Top Gun Options. We predicted Donald Trump was not only going to win, but the market would rally. All the smart money said that Hillary wins running away, and if Trump wins, the economy and the stock market crashes. What a bunch of idiots. That's the smart money, folks. And obviously the FANG implosion a year and a half ago, I said, get out of them. I was in Facebook, I was in Apple. We had long, bullish longs, and then Cambridge Analytica, the spying, Apple slowing down its phones intentionally. It just became an absolute shit show. We dumped all of those, and then what did we target? We targeted Amazon, baby. And guess what Warren Buffett said last Friday? I'm an idiot for not getting into Amazon years ago. Again, here at Top Gun Options, we've been trading Amazon since day one here. 10 years ago, we've been trading Amazon. And when I said to dump the FANGs, that's what we targeted, the Death Star. And speaking of that, actually at 1 o'clock today, we have our Solo Amazon brief. We're going to take a look at our base positions in Amazon and the XLY. If you don't know, the XLY is made up of about 25% of Amazon stock. So that's a good proxy for Amazon. So we're going to take a look at those base positions. We're going to take a look at a bull put spread we have on Amazon. Remember, Amazon is also a magnet stock, kind of like the moving averages. It was hanging around 1900, got pulled up to 2000, back to 1900, up to 2000. It doesn't like hanging out in the middle either for too long. So now, and if it does take a pause, you know where it pauses? The 50 mark. 1750, 1850. So right now, Amazon's down 2%. I'm happy. Well, I'm not happy Amazon's down. Obviously, my synthetic stock position is a little underwater, but guess what? That trade goes out to June of 21, man. June of 21, I think Amazon is north of a $3,000 stock. So we can make money. We can bring in money as the stock's going down. This afternoon at 1 o'clock, we're going to cover selling upside calls, those front months, maybe even out to next Friday, upside calls, and also bear call spreads, right? So we can make money even though the long synthetic stock out a couple years is a little underwater, but we can still do some good work in the front months because this is not ending anytime soon. The president tweeted this morning. I saw it, and then it disappeared. I'm like, is Twitter blocking him now? And then it reappeared saying no need to rush China. Trade talks with China continue in a very congenial manner. There's absolutely no need to rush, as tariffs are now being paid to the United States by China of 25% on $250 billion worth of goods. These massive payments go directly to the Treasury. So where's all my Democrats who could care less about the deficit? Remember Barack Hussein Obama, $19 trillion in debt. He added more debt to this country than every president before him combined. Donald Trump adds $1 trillion debt. Democrats' faces explode. What about the deficit? Guess where this money's going, folks? You want to know why the government shutdown in December didn't even? What was our GDP last print? 3.2 something, 3.8, whatever it was. It was blistering. Remember all the Democrats? Oh my God, this government shutdown is going to impact the economy, and maybe in D.C. and Northern Virginia and the swamp. Didn't even impact it at all. This money is coming directly into our coffers. Barack Hussein Obama, the Bushes, Clintons, all these other jerks didn't do a thing to China. They've been using us for so long, and this president, God forbid, puts our country first instead of kissing China's ass. Come on, folks. Love or hate the guy, you absolutely have to agree with what he's doing. Make trade fair. If you have even, my God, earlier in the week, Chuck Schumer, I thought it was his parody Twitter account, said, Mr. President, we stand behind you. Take a tough road on China, because Chuck understands that, man. The steel, the states that they're going to try and win in 2020 to unseat Trump are what? That Rust Belt. Chinese steel, first of all, their companies are subsidized by the government. I mean, hell, I could be a profitable company or make money if the government is backing me up, right? Well, kind of like our financial crisis, too big to fail. But I mean, this week, $2 trillion in global stocks is sold off. Whoa, that's a big kick in the jimmy. Dow was down over 300. Now it's down under 300. We're obviously going to end the week in the red. But if you had been in our weekly options brief on Monday, you got $4,400 to take the sting out of some of your longs, and we're going to get longer volatility. But technically at 1 o'clock, I'm just going to be talking about Amazon. Amazon is going to the moon. Amazon actually got hit with hackers. This came out yesterday. Amazon hit by extensive fraud with hackers siphoning merchant funds. Ooh, I use a merchant account, and trust me, I was on the phone this morning. They got the DoD contract maybe coming up. And well, we have a lot of good to talk about at 1 o'clock. Hey, do me a favor. If you haven't gotten your Solo Amazon slot for only $97 a month, this is our cheapest. I hate using that term. How about this? This is our least expensive monthly live trade brief membership. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/solo. Go.topgunoptions.com solo, and for $97 you get access for a month in our Amazon only service, Amazon all day all night, and obviously we trade XLY a little bit. Or you could do $8.97 and get about a 25% annual discount there right out of the gate, saving money. If you do month to month for a year, that's great. I love it. But if you'd save a little money if you did it like that, because we have a lot to talk about. Warren Buffett saying I'm an idiot for not buying Amazon years ago. Guess what, Warren? We've been in it for years, and our members are printing money, and we'll show you at 1 o'clock some of those folks. So, and if you do get in that Solo Amazon as you're watching this replay, you're probably not going to get the login to attend because it fires an hour before, and it's about an hour before. So if you register for Solo Friday, here's what you need to do. You're going to, underneath member content, you're going to see a Solo Friday, Solo Amazon drop down there, right there, Solo Amazon. Click on one of last week's brief or the week before it, and when you get in to the member page, look at the top. You see right here it says Solo Amazon Sessions 1 p.m. Eastern. Click here to register. If you don't see this box at the top of one of the posts, you have a pop-up blocker engaged. Trust me, I know, because I sat here for 2 hours with my techie going, I can't see the box to register. What's this? You're messed up. Oh, after an hour, he's like, dude, do you have a pop-up blocker on? I'm like, yeah. He's like, and that's where it is. So if you join before our 1 o'clock brief, come into the website, click on one of the posts, and you can register right there. And as always, the replay will be up here right after the brief. And also, as soon as you sign up, you'll be able to get the text alert on the trade that I send out for the week. But if you miss it for some reason, just go on here. You can see the trade that we do today, or the trades, and then the replay will be posted at the bottom. This is our most popular service right now. We're going to talk about the benefits of trading just in one name, and maybe a potential downfall, but the benefits way outweigh the potential downfall. So, Abraham Lincoln steaming into the Gulf, North Korea firing bottle rockets, us increasing our fire on China. A lot of volatility going on, folks. We're heading lower. We're heading back down to this 200-day moving average. You can take that one to the bank. Learn how to fly and fight in this environment with me here at Top Gun Options. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. I'll see you at 1 o'clock for Solo Amazon, or I'll see many of my members on Monday for the weekly options brief. God bless. We'll see you.